This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here with your latest Meteo Mundo forecast. It is Wednesday, January the 17th. Hope you're having a good midweek here as we get a little bit closer towards the weekend. Again, we're going to be talking about all things Caribbean and the Bahamas for this weather forecast. I got you covered here. We'll look at what's been just very persistent winds and the rain that it has brought, and then a plunge of some cooler weather through portions of our area. Thanks so much for liking the video. We appreciate you here, the Meteo Mundo community. Let's get into it. So this is the visible satellite imagery on this Wednesday afternoon. We continue to see relatively strong easterlies. That's the story here. Got another cold front working right over the Bahamas right now. We're actually starting to see those temperatures slip a little bit. I can tell you here in Florida, it has been a very chilly day. These are the actual temperatures here on this Wednesday afternoon, and recording this mid-afternoon, so we're kind of close to the peak of the heat of the day. And take a look what's happening right now in the Bahamas. My friends in Freeport, right around 70 with temperatures that have actually slid a couple degrees in the mid-afternoon hours thanks to the fact that the winds are turning out of the north here. And again, we're seeing some relatively thick cloud coverage and also a little bit in the way of some rain right now. I'm going to throw on that radar loop for us here. We've had a few showers develop underneath this cloud coverage right over Andros and New Providence, places like Nassau and St. Andros and Androstown, with the opportunity for some showers. And really underneath this thick cloud coverage, at least for a time, we're going to see the opportunity for a few showers there. I can tell you where I live in Florida, it is on the chilly side for today. Again, these are live temperatures in the afternoon. Now we get back down towards the Turks and Caicos there. We're back into the lower 80s, and let's get a little bit warmer in portions of Hispaniola. Again, we've been able to get back to the upper 80s for a daytime high. As a matter of fact, let me just pause this here in the afternoon hours. So for Puerto Rico, San Juan, a very comfortable 81 degrees. A little bit warmer for my friends in St. Croix there, right around 90 for the daytime high. But relatively speaking, we have pretty comfortable temperatures. And of course, this is in part to a couple of things. We have some strong easterly winds. We have some good cloud coverage from time to time. It's sunny from time to time as well. But then we also have the opportunity for some showers. Look at St. Lucia right now in at just 79 degrees. And then back towards Grenada and Tobago, not horrible, 86 degrees. ABC Islands right now, my friends in Aruba, 88. Curacao, 84. A little bit warmer and a little bit drier in Jamaica. We've talked about that as well. Kingston in at 90, Montego Bay in at 84. And then we'll see the cooler weather get into Cancun and Cozumel. Again, I mentioned this yesterday, all right? The cooler weather through the Bahamas, portions of the Yucatan. Cancun right now, thick cloud coverage and a temperature of just 77 degrees. So we do have some warmer air, a couple of spots in the upper 80s to right around 90. There's a lot of areas that are unusually cool for this time of the year. That's what it looks like as far as the temperatures. What do you say we take a look at what's happening with the wind right now, the gusts? Some gusts from time to time, nothing crazy outrageous in most areas, except in Anguilla, where we have about a 35-mile-an-hour wind gust there, and you can see that just southeast of St. Martin towards St. Bartholomew. It's a very strong wind in these areas. Antigua and Barbuda included in this. And I've already mentioned, we've got the small craft advisory, which includes these areas in Montserrat and St. Kitts and Nevis and the British Virgin Islands, and then the high surf advisory for the next couple of days. These are very persistent, strong easterlies that will continue in that 30 to 35 mile an hour range from time to time. Not going to be consistent as far as that strong, but the gusts are going to be there. It's going to be quite breezy in these areas. All right, so what I tell you what, let's take a look to start with. You know, one of the things I actually wanted to mention here, let me get these observations off. Continue to see relatively active seismic activity. Just wanted to highlight this for my friends in Puerto Rico. Again, I kind of look at a lot of different things before I come on here, and I noticed again, over the last 24 hours or so, we continue to see some earthquake activity just off of the south coast there, south of Ponce. There's one there in the central part of the country, about a 3.1 magnitude there. There's one off Punta Cana there, Cabo de Yuma, magnitude 4. There's another one that's a pretty solid one, about 3.8 kilometers north of Cruz Bay, UVI. It's just been a very active time here. And if you've actually felt it, let me know in the comments section below. Just very curious as far as that goes. All right, so what do you say we get into the rain? You know what, actually, let's get into the wind. I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit as well. So again, we're looking at our wind vector layer here, and I'm gonna space these out a little bit more and size them out a little bit more as well. We do have the model timestamp on there, that's good. You know what, I just want to actually, with this one, we'll look at one particular time. I wanna go to tomorrow at 7 p.m., okay? And I want to talk about the winds because, again, look at our easterlies that will continue 20 to 25 knots with some higher gusts. I can actually put on the numbers here, and you can see that. Anywhere that you see the pinks, and again, there's a little bit too much as we zoom in, so I'll just space them out a little bit more. You're going to see those values at least in the low, if not the mid-20s, all right? And that's a very persistent wind out of the east for all of the Lesser Antilles. I've mentioned that, and it's just going to continue. Just kind of letting you know that, again, this strong east wind that will bring some passing showers, absolutely in the forecast, right on through the weekend. I mean, that's what it looks like for tomorrow. I can go out to the 21st, and we'll take a look at that real fast. So let me get out there a little bit more. Let's see, the 21st, I passed it. How did I do that? There we go, 4 p.m. on the 21st. Still have an easterly breeze. We're gonna finally start to see the winds come down a little bit, but still, you're seeing some pretty strong winds, especially for the Windward Islands and then into the ABC Islands. But it's a persistent east component to this wind. And even then, we'll see the turn in the winds out of the northeast in places like the Cayman Islands and Jamaica. And the reason why is there's another cold front coming in with more big changes for the Bahamas. But the wind is a big story for a lot of us over the next 5 days. Again, surf conditions are up, sea conditions are up in these areas. If you live in them, if you experienced it, drop in the comments section below. And while you're doing so, I appreciate you liking the video. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and do that as well. In accordance with the wind, I want to talk about the sea conditions, all right? These are going to be your seas and wave heights. I'm going to take myself off camera here over the next 7 to 10 days. I don't know exactly how long I looped this for, but we'll look at it together. And again, if you look at the top right-hand side of your screen, this is into tomorrow, strong east winds. Look at the areas that will have the greens and the yellows and even some oranges on the map. Those are your high significant wave heights. It's very persistent above 6 feet on the eastern side of the Lesser Antilles. As this next front comes in into early next week, look at the blow up of high wave heights, nearly 12 feet in height in the central and the western sides of the Caribbean south of Jamaica. Very significant winds and waves will continue there. For my friends in the Bahamas, again, we're in between fronts here late in the week. We're feeling the first front right now, there's no doubt about it. But then late into Sunday and into Monday, here comes another plunge of colder air, very strong north winds to kick up our sea conditions, especially in offshore waters. And then those winds rapidly turn out of the east, and they are strong again late into next week. So the winds will continue to be a very, very big factor for us here. There's no doubt about that. Just want to kind of give you guys a preview of that, especially in the Lesser Antilles, especially in the Bahamas, but portions of the Caribbean as well. All right, rain time. Let's get into that. I'm going to loop this up over the next 5 days. So is this front going to bring significant rain? Is the easterlies going to bring significant rain? We'll start with the easterlies, and the answer to that question is it's not going to be significant rain, but it's going to be a rain chance each and every day throughout the island chain. That's not going to change. Again, you can see Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada, passing showers are possible. Let me know what you're seeing in these areas. Again, passing showers, but did you get a heavier shower? Let me know. It's going to be more isolated in nature. Again, this is in August. We're getting towards late January. We don't have the moisture content in the atmosphere, but the fact that we're still talking about a 30 to 50% chance for rain in these areas each and every day is, again, very unusual. And the strong east winds, especially on the eastern shorelines, again, dangerous surf, very high sea conditions. Those sea heights are 1.5 to 2+ meters, well over 6 feet in some spots. Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda would be the areas that I would mention for the highest wave heights, especially in the northern and eastern sides. And the same thing for BVI as well. Roadtown will be included in that. It'll be a little bit less towards St. Croix. And then as you get towards Puerto Rico, where again, the earth is shaking there, we'll have some scattered showers. Better opportunity for rain for Hispaniola later in the week and over the weekend. As we get into Saturday and especially on Sunday, look at this rain develop from Punta Cana to Santo Domingo, some of the higher terrain, even places like Port-au-Prince could catch a shower or two. The areas have been very dry in Haiti, but we are going to get more moisture coming back in with that more significant front. Is that going to spell more rain for my friends in Jamaica? Well, the opportunity might go up a little bit late in the weekend as well, but for the next few days, it's going to be passing showers. Again, let me know what you're seeing there. Can't rule out a couple of showers, but there will be many dry hours and locations overall in Jamaica. So go outside and enjoy it. Again, it's 90 degrees in Kingston, and you know there's some humidity coming along for the ride. Now, maybe your travel plans will take you to the Yucatan. This is an area that, again, is going to have variable weather. Cancun, Cozumel, clouds are thick right now. The first front is coming in. There'll be some rain with that. Will dry out a bit tomorrow and especially Friday. And then as we get into Saturday and Sunday, here comes the next front. Here comes the next opportunity for some good rainfall in this area. Now, again, may not be heavy, but it might put some kinks in your plans to be outdoors, at least for any length of time, or to enjoy a beach day with some sunshine. I don't want to call it a washout, but again, that next front, especially on Saturday and Sunday, is going to bring some rain. And it's also going to bring some rain to coastal sides of Central America, Belize City, Guatemala, on over towards Honduras, Roatan, San Pedro Sula. I mentioned this in yesterday's video as well. This is an area where the model is trying to throw in amounts of rain, and for this time of the year I'm talking about a couple of inches. Again, we don't have the moisture content of August, but the fact that we could have some widespread rain there. And look at all this rain gathering in the Bay of Campeche. That's your southwest Gulf of Mexico. Again, more moisture coming in with this next front, and that's going to be the same scenario for my friends in the Bahamas as well. I'll show you the high resolution model over the next 2 days coming up, but the first thing I want to show you is, again, the rain coming in Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have cloudy skies. We're going to have strong north winds, and from Walker's Key to Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Arthurstown, Georgetown, we're going to get the rain chance. It's going to be gloomy over the weekend, and we're going to kick up the surf and sea conditions as well. Your best days in the Bahamas will be tomorrow and Friday, and the weather kind of falling back downhill as we go over the weekend. Let's take a look at that high resolution model right now. And again, I want to loop this up. We'll take it out to its 2-day time frame here. And this will take a second to just kind of get going. But again, in the Bahamas, let me know what you're seeing. If maybe you're doing some cruising in this area, it's not going to be the best of weather. Again, tomorrow or late tomorrow and Friday will be the better weather days, and then more rain coming in. But again, these fronts have been fairly consistent coming in every few days. That's exactly what we're going to see. The other thing about it is, as this front lags over the Bahamas tomorrow and we pick up more of a south wind, guess what's going to happen? It's going to throw more rain back into the forecast. So again, this is 5 p.m. today. Scattered showers continue, especially over Abaco and New Providence and Eleuthera, and then more rain swings back in tomorrow afternoon, and maybe trying to hold on into early on Friday. It's not going to be completely dry until later on Friday, and there will be at least some scattered showers in the central sides and southeast sides of the Bahamas as well. And then another front comes in after that. I mean, another front comes in. As a matter of fact here, when I look at these 2-meter temperatures, you know what, let's see here. Let me switch the model back up here. When we look at these 2-meter temperatures, and I go back out, let's say into Saturday morning, because I know that's going to be on the chillier side. So if I go to Saturday morning here, okay, look at our next front coming in. Look at this plunge of colder air again. Saturday morning in Central Florida, there'll be 30s to 40s, and those 50s go all the way down to near Miami. So guess what? It's going to get chilly again in the Bahamas. We'll look at Sunday morning real quick as well. There's Sunday morning, even colder. Look at the 40s. Trying to get all the way down towards Naples and Fort Myers. When you wake up Sunday morning in places like Freeport, 64, West End 64, Walker's Key, maybe right around 60, High Rock 63. You get the idea. There's some nice, cooler weather coming in on Sunday morning. 69 is not horrible in Nassau, 67 in St. Andros. But again, this will go back into portions of the Yucatan as well, where again, I don't know if you want to wake up to 69 degrees in Cancun if you want to head to the beach, but you get the idea. As far as any colder weather working its way too far south and east into portions of, let's say, Puerto Rico, inland Puerto Rico is always going to be a little bit cooler. But no, the easterlies are going to generally keep temperatures on the more moderate side. The winds aren't out of the north through the Lesser Antilles. So it's just more moderate, but you also don't get the extremely hot daytime highs. There's not a big swing in temperatures from morning lows to afternoon highs. It's a little bit different story though in Kingston, in Portmore and Spanish Town, where again, they may start off in the upper 60s, which looks relatively pleasant, but their daytime highs are still going to be trying to punch up towards 90 degrees. Really cold throughout the United States. And again, some of that makes its way into portions of our area as well. Rainfall totals, what do they look like here? Well, again, let's take a look at that. Perfect. Whatever, that's 1 a.m. on Monday morning. That's just fine. Let's take a look at some of these numbers. And again, yesterday, the models here, especially in the Windward Islands, were painting on over an inch of rain in a couple of spots, doing the same thing for Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Once again, your easterly winds going to favor the east side of the island for the higher rainfall totals. That being said, of course, with the islands being relatively narrow in general, we're going to get these showers to even make the western sides, but they'll be kind of fizzling out as they do so. My friends in Martinique, about a ½ inch of rain. Now the winds are steadier up in Anguilla, in Barbuda, in Antigua, but rain totals aren't as significant. But again, for late January to get a ½ inch of rain, it's out there. I mentioned the heavier rain in the Dominican Republic and from the Punta Cana area to the southeast sides of the island here, maybe just offshore. Nice little bullseye of 2 inches of rain, ½ inch of rain in Santo Domingo, some of the higher elevations trying to get over an inch of rain as well, but we'll take that rain. I mentioned in Jamaica, not a lot of rain. Not a lot of rain. Let me know in the comments if you're getting a couple of showers because they're few and far between. I would consider yourself lucky if you do. Once again, the model is very aggressive of the rainfall totals near Roatan, over 2 inches of rain there towards the coastline of Guatemala and the northern sides of Honduras. Maybe a couple of inches of rain, Belize City, right along the edge. You could get maybe 2 inches of rain there. And again, for Cancun and Cozumel, the rain is not going to be as significant, but you're still looking at late January totals, which are exceptionally above average, more than an inch of rain possible in Cancun and Cozumel over the next 5 days. The rainfall totals will be more sporadic as far as anything high in the Bahamas. But again, you're looking at the possibility from Freeport and West End, a ½ to 3/4 of an inch of rain. Same thing throughout all of Grand Bahama. Lower amounts in Nassau, but again, it's more nuisance rain than anything else. You want to get outside and enjoy the boat. You want to get outside and enjoy all that the beautiful island has to offer. Well, you're going to be dealing with some passing showers the next couple of days, and then again late Saturday and Sunday, and the opportunity for some breezy conditions that go along with it as well. I think that's about it, friends. Again, this is just the satellite here, just kind of taking a look at a few things. Let me get back to the wide satellite here. One more look at the visible. Always love to look at this time of the year. This is kind of the heart of the afternoon hours. And again, you can see the bright whites, thicker cloud coverage all the way through the Yucatan and portions of Mexico, portions of Central America. The easterlies continue here across the Lesser Antilles. That's really the big story for us here. And the ground shaking in portions of Puerto Rico. You can find us in a lot of different places, friends, and we appreciate your support through all of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, our videos on X. You can find our Facebook page. You want to send me a picture or a video, myMediaMundo@gmail.com. Obviously, if you're part of this community, you know that I absolutely appreciate any of your comments. Got a question about the forecast? Drop in the comments section below. Just remember to be specific. Let me know where you are and exactly what you're asking about, and I'm happy to certainly reply to you as well. Thanks again for liking the video. Subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate you. I'll see you soon, right here at Meteo Mundo.